Hello and good afternoon from St. Louis Park. I'm Bruce Holmgren. This afternoon we have the St. Louis Park Orioles taking on the Edina Hornets. The Edina Hornets in the white uniforms and the starting lineup for Edina. Raji Lichty, Mason Mose, Vincent Crone, number 22 Gus Carpenter averaging 10 points per game, and number 23 senior Ben Rafishke. John Bryant, the head coach of the Edina Hornets, and for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Change their lineup a little bit from their normal lineup. Jonah Schwab will get the start, averaging 6 points per game. He's a sophomore. Graham Riggs, number 2, senior for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Number 3 we're going to do Tanner Rose, transfer from Benilde, averaging 13 points per game. Matthew Johnson was out the last game with an illness. He's back, number 11. And Jackson McDonald for the St. Louis Park Orioles. Arsenio Richardson is the head coach. For the St. Louis Park Orioles, they are 6-10.
Bruce, how long has Arsenio been the head coach now?
Arsenio's been here about 4 years now. Replaced Coach Brighton Bucher for the St. Louis Park Orioles. And,
so about the same as John Bryant for the Hornets.
Correct, yep. And for Edina, they're coming off a loss to Minnetonka, 67-62, and that was a team that I think Edina would like to have back. They beat Minnetonka 54-44 the last time they faced each other. So see how St. Louis Park matches up against this Edina team. Edina controls the tip. Cronin. This is Lakey. Up top, Mo is back around to Cronin. Cronin, spin move. Good defense by Johnson. Shot clock at 12. Pass out top. Here's a 3, put up and in. Nice shot by Rafishke.
Good opening ball possession by the Hornet right there. I think everybody touched the ball.
Tanner Rose. Riggs. Matthew Johnson along the baseline, gets inside. Good defense though by Carpenter. Hornets up quickly. They lead by 2. Here's by 3, and the shot's not good. A foul inside, first foul against the Orioles, and this will be a shooting foul for the Hornets. So Tanner Rose picking up his first foul. Player of the Orioles cannot afford to have in foul trouble. Gus Carpenter to the free throw line.
Misses the first one-on-one.
Carpenter averaging 10 points per game for the Hornets. Pair misses, but a good rebound
by Raji Lichty.
Lichty kept it alive, and Hornets with another opportunity here, leading 3-0. Penetrating down the lane, back up top. There's a high arching 3 that was short. Had to put that one up with the shot clock.
Good defense by the Oriole, no question.
Nice try to the basket, but missing the layup that time was Jonah Schwab.
Wide open look right there. It was very good transition by the Orioles.
Orioles playing a man-to-man defense here. Ligdy across court. Drive down the lane. Johnson defending. Turnarounder, little long.
Rebound, Carpenter.
Yeah, they keep it alive, so another opportunity here for the Hornets. Those second chance opportunities. Again, you can see the Orioles struggling to get the rebound, but McDonald now, he has an opening to the basket, and that, no foul.
Oh, wow,
I was thinking they didn't call a foul at first, but now they call it.
It'll be an interesting game as we see this one progresses along. I don't think either team are really renowned offensive rebounders. So I do believe that second chance attempts are going to matter.
Yeah, the foul on Carpenter, his first. Jackson McDonald averaging just under 10 points per game at the free throw line. It's a good roll. 1 point game, Edina with the lead. Got the sun coming in this gymnasium here.
Nice environment, kind of reminds you of Hinkle Field.
Johnson defending. And blocked by Johnson. Follow-up is
wow.
good.
How about
what
that?
A great effort.
No calls. Good job by the officials as well.
Yeah, Vincent Cronin did a great job. Second effort basket for Edina. Johnson takes it in now. Up top.
Orioles aren't afraid to match the momentum.
McDonald misses, but Rose with the rebound. Good cut to the basket, and a finish that time by Jonas Schwab.
Really nice cut to the basket there, Bruce.
Along the baseline, up top for a three, and that's good. Mose with the three-pointer for Edina. They're back up by 4. Just underway, 8-4. Hornets with the lead.
Number 3 for the Hornets, Mason Mose can get hot.
Rose puts it up from the free throw line, in and out. Rebound. Only one shot, one opportunity for the Orioles, one and done.
Another 3 by Mose. That one rattles off the backside of the rim.
Interesting to see what they call here, and a good call here. The Orioles player had his foot on the end line, so it's going to be Edina basketball. Back up top for Lightsey. Takes it to the basket. Good, strong finish.
10-4 now, Edina up on Park. 14-11 to go.
Sound like a trucker, 10-4. Down the baseline.
Oh, another nice pass.
The inside cut, but
The Orioles are really cutting to the basket well.
Cronin, though, had the inside position defensively. Here's out for a three-pointer. Just a little strong with that one was Schwab.
Edina now on offensive possession, tipped out of bounds.
The Orioles going to bring in a couple of substitutions right now. So Steinbrook and Ricker will come into the game for the Orioles.
Bruce, I feel like there's good pace to the game today.
There is, and I think when you have this kind of pace, I don't think the shot clock will come into play very often. And there's a three-pointer by Cronin. So Edina hitting their shots early, and St. Louis Park quickly down by 9.
When Edina's coming off of a tough several days, very tough competition in the lake. There's a 3.
In the corner, and that's Tanner Rose with the basket. Much needed for the Orioles to stay in this game. Hornets up by 6. They have the basketball. League G. Mose off for Rapishki. Looking to get it inside. Johnson holding his ground. Spin move. Johnson gets the block on that one.
Great defense by the Orioles, number 11 right there. Gives up a little size, but he played very strong on that possession right there defensively.
One thing you look, Edina's not wanting to give Orioles anything inside, so they're forcing the Orioles to shoot from outside here. There's a penetration by Johnson and a good move. Orioles missed Johnson against Chanhassen. Oh, spin move. Good job. Protect the basketball, Ligdy, as he just scooped that one around.
Looks like Ligdy just has a little bit more strength than his opponent on defense right there, and he's kind of having it his way a couple of possessions now. See how that develops.
Rose missing the layup.
Another one and done by the Oriole.
You see the Hornets pushing it up. They're going to try and get the transition baskets if they can. post Cronin inside. Nice move by Cronin. Still had 2 opportunities that time, unable to get that second one. Good defense, and you see Matthew Johnson huffing and puffing there defensively. Cronin really strong on the inside.
Bruce, how many players deep do the Orioles go on their bench? They play 8-9 guys?
They'll play 10 to 11 in this game.
That's great. Yeah. Officials discussing something here.
It looks like for the most part, Edina goes about 8 on their...
About 8, typically 8 in the first half, 7 in the second.
Again, Edina played yesterday to see how much energy they have. So far, it looks pretty good. Shot by Cronin.
What a great pass right there.
Oh, what a great block by Cronin as he got back defensively to block Steinbrook. Cronin now takes it all the way to the hoop. There's a good pass. Orioles with the block.
That play right now. The good back and forth action right now. Both squads are hustling.
Rose has it in the corner. He'll bring it back up top. Arsenio Richardson trying to call a play here on offense for the Orioles. Shot clock at 12 right now. Ooh, not a good pass that time. Line pass. 2-on-1 break and a good finish that time. Mose with the finish.
Orioles got to protect the ball a little bit. They're doing a great job of cutting to the basket, but they got to make sure of their passes.
Turnover is a big part of the game. Steinbrook.
Good rotation here by Park. Good patience.
Good
nice
cut.
pass. And they got the foul down low.
Yeah, so good play. Steinbrook cutting into the basket, and Rose was able to find him and able to draw the foul, second team foul. Well, Gus Carpenter picking up his second foul early on here in the first half. Good subs coming into the game for both teams right now.
Underclassmen checked in for Edina. Julian Miller and a freshman.
Inside, there it is. Vincent Cronin averaging 20 points per game with the dunk. You told me he can jump, and that was he was just underneath there, able to get up and put that one down. So
gifted natural athlete, Vincent Cronin.
Another cut to the basket.
Fell asleep on defense there, but he was able to use his athleticism to block the shot.
Yeah, Jonah Schwab's missed a couple inside. Here's a three, and that is good. So it's a Vincent Cronin show right now. He's got 10 in the game.
He can show the ability to take over a game. He just needs to realize trust his own talents.
Good block defensively, right, by Miller.
Park is impressive with their rotation of the ball. They just need to be a little more patient, in my opinion, in understanding when there's a shot there and when there's not.
And Edina's doing a good job inside, Jason, not to foul on some of those where they get it inside, too.
Very good point. They're going straight up.
Matthew Johnson from deep. Off the iron, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Orioles. So Edina will get it back here with 9:15 to go here in the first half.
22-11, Edina over the Oriole.
Simmons Park's a team that seems to get a lot of runs. They seem to give up a lot and get on their runs, so they're going to need a run to get back in this game against Edina.
Luke Miller, three ball, little errant.
Yeah, good rebound by the Orioles.
A little quick in the possession there.
Johnson to the hoop. Gets the basket and a foul.
Foul is on number 11, Will Newberg. Recently checked into the game. Senior captain.
Johnson, a junior for the Orioles, taking it strong to the hoop. Free throw missed. 9-point game for Edina. Oh, it's tipped by Johnson. Chance for the Orioles. 2-on-1, but Johnson takes it himself. It's blocked. The scramble. Johnson still trying to get his hand on the basketball.
Still a loose ball.
And the
Orioles come up with it.
And the Orioles call a timeout. So.
Wow, good effort. Both teams really competing this Saturday morning.
Right. And you know, Arsenio Richardson sees what's happening out there. And one thing we've seen from Arsenio Richardson over the years is he doesn't like to use many first half timeouts. And that time he just feels like important time of the game just to get possession of the basketball, get your team under control again. And
well, his team is down 9. I think he realizes they're competing really hard, and they probably need a little bit of a break just to regroup and regather and see if they can make this, you know, somewhere around a 5-6 point, kind of a 2-3 possession game at halftime, and know that they got a shot at this one.
Edina this season with, and again, you look at their conference and you look at some of the teams they've played. You know, you look at this Lake Conference, and it's a tough conference this year. With Buffalo, Wayzata, Maple Grove, Eden Prairie, and Hopkins. Hopkins is playing much better basketball now. We'll go over some of their wins and losses here when we have another break, but what a tough conference. So when you look at the record for Edina, it's still, you know, 8-10, but you look at the competition level compared to maybe St. Louis Park.
Well, Bruce, the way the section's set up, 3 teams from the Lake Conference could make the state tournament this year. 2 of them could be in the finals.
Right. Right now they have to find a way to take Vincent Cronin out of the game. He has been strong, and Johnson looks to be shaken up a little bit.
I'm impressed with the heart in the first half thus far with the St. Louis Park Orioles, though. They are undersized, but they are competing as hard as any team I've seen.
Schwab had to put that one up with the shot clock expiring, and Cronin back up top. One thing you notice with Edina is that when they're getting their shots, they're getting a little bit higher percentage. Good shot. There's an open 3. Good block off by Johnson. Now we're going to foul. Push.
And that's just a foul of just not being in the right position right there. Orioles bring it up.
14 fouls for the Hornets. Put out of bounds. I think Luke Miller thinking that may have last touched the Oriole player. Rickard back into the game for the St. Louis Park Orioles.
As has been Radishki now for the Hornet. Replaces Mason Mose. Oh, the Euro step.
Great move by Matthew Johnson. Getting around the defender.
That was pretty play right there. He's come to play basketball this morning, no question. I'm impressed with that young man.
Orioles in a man-to-man defense right now. They work the ball inside of Miller. Miller up top. Jason, did Edina put up a lot of threes this year?
They shoot a lot of threes. There's another one. That was a deep
way
three.
out.
That was a 25, 26-foot three by Vincent Cronin. Errant off the rim.
It was almost all the way across Dakota Avenue on that one. When you put that one up. Here comes Edina back on the other end. They move quickly.
They like to play the transition game.
Yeah, and a great cut by Luke Miller and a good find by Cronin that time.
See if the O's can match it.
In and out. Matthew Johnson wanted that one, but 9-point game as the Hornets.
It's a good take.
Front court.
Just about went down.
Pass across the baseline up top. Here's a three. Just a little strong. And a good rebound. So another opportunity for the Hornets here. Cronin kept it alive.
Luke Miller from the corner for three.
A little flat on that shot, but back up top and a third chance for the Hornets. Orioles not getting the defensive rebounds.
New shot clock now down to about 11.
Chase, when you have those three-point shots, sometimes it's hard to judge the rebound because those shots come out quite a bit of distance from where he would on just an inside shot. So Edina's really been able to get those second, third opportunities. St. Louis Park on the other end is one and done.
You're right. You make a great point there. Watching the flight of the ball on a three-point shot is critical to rebounding. The longer the shot, the longer the rebound on a miss.
See defensively too, Edina getting their hands on a lot of balls too.
Very active. So far, the Hornets have gone 8 deep in the first half, players. That's very typical of them.
Here's Rose for a three, and he hits.
That's a big shot for the Orioles. They needed that one. 24-18 now, 5:20 to go, first half.
I think the Orioles have to be happy to be down by 6 right now. Edina seems to really sort of have control of this game.
I think so as well. They've missed a lot of good looks. They're pushing it up the floor. Oh, they missed another one.
Yeah, Jackson McDonald has to finish that one.
Yep. They've had at least 3, 4, maybe 5 shots that should have, could have, would have. Will Newberg driving in the middle now for the Hornets. Loose ball. And this is going to be still a loose ball.
Oh, and the Orioles.
Yep, right in front of the Orioles bench. Orioles ball.
So Newberg in for Edina.
Out for Edina now. Mason Mose checks in for Will Newberg.
That's why I'd be here, Jason. Thank you. Orioles have Josh Nathel in the game.
Another block by Vinnie Cronin there. Very active.
Yeah, Orioles will find out they can't take it down the lane against Cronin. Follow-up is good by Cronin.
He can play above the rim. Feels to me like he's the one player in the building right now today that can play above the rim.
12 points in the game for Cronin.
Great ball handling right there.
Yeah, St. Louis Park losing 2 6'9" players from last year's team makes a big difference on how they have to play. And we're down to the shot clock at 13. We're gonna go deep in the shot clock here. Nathel hits the three, and that's a big three for Nathel. He struggled lately. He's a good three-point shooter, but the last 3-4 games he's had trouble getting that three-point shot to fall.
Well, I tell you what,
oh, wow, nice shot.
Big three by Vinnie Cronin. Now the score, 29 Edina, 21 St. Louis Park. Park hanging in there.
Pretty released by Cronin, too. In and out by Rose.
He's got the highest ceiling on the Edina Hornets team. No question about that, Vincent Cronin. Pure athlete. Here he is with the ball at the post. Got in trouble there.
Stolen away by the Orioles. Johnson. Good defense by the Orioles. Johnson sort of frustrated with himself, but we're going to get a timeout by John Bryant.
Well, it's a game of runs. There's no question about that, Bruce.
Yeah, and right now Cronin dominating. 15 points here in the first half out of the 29 points, so that's over half of their points.
Yeah, and I think the Hornets need to continue to look to him to be that leader of that team. Personally, I feel like he needs to just continue to develop his own confidence in taking over a game. What do the Orioles have so far here coming back to the second half? It feels to me, Bruce, like if they're going to compete, they're going to have to go deep and play a lot of energy.
Yeah, I think they will, and I think we saw against Chanhassen, we saw that St. Louis Park, when they seemed to lack energy in the game, Coach Arsenio Richardson brought in the JV team, and they were able to help the team come back from a 17-point deficit to bring it to a 2-point game. And then as Chanhassen started getting on a run again, they were able to open up and win that game. But again, Christina Richardson always looking for combinations, who he can put in, who's got energy, and I think we'll see some changes in the second half if the Orioles continue to trail in this game. So. Metro West standings: Chaska number 1, 7-0. Laconia number 2 at 5-1. Chanhassen right behind, 5-2. Orono at 3-3. St. Louis Park 2-4. Then you have Benilde and New Prague at 1-5. Also along with Jefferson, who's 1-5. So.
Orioles with the first possession coming out of the timeout. Sorry, Edina.
Trying to pass it across. Orioles get the basketball.
That was a little force right there on the Hornets' part, trying to get it to Cronin.
Rickard. It's hard to go inside this lane, and that has not been successful for the Orioles. And I'm not sure why they keep trying to go in. It's good to maybe go in and then pass it out and try and see if you can get maybe an open shot from perimeter. Cronin. He's going to take the 3. And just off the front iron. Miller has it blocked from behind. Put back again, and this one is good. Yeah, Liggy.
Right place, right time. Hornets just had more people under the basket.
Right, again, 3 opportunities that time, and
Orioles continue to be patient offensively.
they're
Much better when they're patient.
And the struggle to get that one up top. Nate's all with another 3.
Look. Just missed.
So Orioles down by 10 right now with 1:50 to go. 31-21 our score. Edina slowing it down a little bit. Players getting a little bit of a breather here.
Maybe starting to think about just finishing strong the way they want.
Oh, there's a nice 3
for 3.
opportunity.
Very patient on the offense. Good ball movement. Raji Liggy with the 3.
Yeah, five points in a row for Ligby, and they've opened up a 13-point lead against Orioles. And again, Matthew Johnson off the floor, and they look to bring him back in. Good drive to the basket by Rickard, or that was Steinbrook.
Park needs to stop here now. See if they can get this game into a 2-3 possession game at the half. Oh, and they give up another rebound though.
Yeah, you can see the height advantage though, and that time right over the top was number 21 Miller. On the other end, Rose comes back and he hits a 3. Third 3 of the game for Tanner Rose. Back to a 10-point game. Orioles like to make this single digits at halftime. Always important how you finish the half, Jason. It seems like that momentum can carry into the second half.
No question about that. Going into the locker room, feeling good about your game. There's an inlet pass to Cronin. Good defense right there by the Orioles. This is big now. Oriole down 10, 22 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, if you're the Orioles, you have to look for one shot here. Your shot clock's off. Worst case scenario, you're down by 10, but
I agree. Get a good look, probably inside of 6 seconds or so.
Rose gets it into the front court. He's going to let time off the clock. We're at 10 seconds. Now Rose takes it down the lane.
6
Back
seconds to go now.
5 seconds. Rose decided he's
Kind
going
of
to
a
take it
step back
himself.
3 air ball. Ligby with the air ball rebound.
Yeah, and again, the Orioles did that right where they didn't leave enough time for Edina, but didn't get quite the shot they'd want. And credit to Edina, who's played really good defense in this first half. And you know, we question whether Edina coming off a tough loss against Minnetonka, how they come out in this game. And but I think Edina's moving well. They're playing very well and seem to have the upper hand against St. Louis Park so far here in the first half, Jason.
I agree. It was nice to see them come out with the energy and enthusiasm. But what I was most impressed with was their team defense. Anytime that the Orioles would try to dribble drive into the lane, it felt like they were met by 3 to 4 defenders.
Right.
If they were able to kick it out, they would close on defense. And that's where you can really tell that they came to play today.
And if you're the Orioles, you go into the locker room, you're down by 10, you were down by more, so you cut it to 10. But you have to figure out if you do get inside, you got to be able to finish those layups. And Orioles missed a couple layups that they could have had. Against a team like Edina, you don't have much room for error. You're not getting the second or third opportunities. Where on the other end of the floor, you can see the extra opportunities that Edina has. That's one, they get the rebound. Two, they miss it. They get the rebound. Three, they put it in. And
St. Louis Park has played a great first half. I mean, the audience needs to know that. There's no doubt about that. Yes, they've missed some bunnies down low, but they've also played really good offensive sets, got the three-point shot that they wanted, and it just doesn't go down for them so far in the first half.
And Jason, you mentioned that Edina plays maybe like 7 players to 8 players, and maybe in the second half they play 7. So how have they done in the second half of these games? Have the players tired a little bit, or do they play just as hard in the second half as they do in the first half? Have games gone away from them in the second half because of the not going to the bench very much in the first half? What have you noticed?
I would first of all start by saying that they play just as hard in the second half as they do in the first half. I would tell you that in playing in the Lake Conference, when you have 2 to 3 games a week against Hopkins, Maple Grove, Buffalo, team Wayzata, 3-4 teams in a row that are clearly in the top 5-6, that's going to wear on you. There's no doubt about that. And I'm very impressed with the compete in that team. Do they get tired sometimes? Yeah. Maybe they need to play a little deeper in the bench if they can, a minute here, a minute there, to make sure that their starters are fresh. But there's no questioning their heart.
And they have some good wins this year. I mean, they started off the season with a pretty big win against Park Center. Easy win against Edina St. Margaret's. Prior Lake's a good win for them. Shakopee, Lakeville North, right after Lakeville North was right after playing Lakeville South. They were able to come back and beat a Lakeville North team. And then Washburn, Minnetonka, and St. Michael Albertville looks like they're down a little bit this year.
Yeah, I think so. What's that player that transferred to Maple Grove, the 7-foot?
Right.
I mean, that's a big loss to St. Michael, right? I mean, if you're able to retain a player like that, I mean, that's probably worth half a dozen wins right there alone for your high school team.
And we mentioned how tough this Lake Conference is, and the sections, I think, is really, you could almost say this section tournament is going to be like a mini state tournament, because you have 4 teams that are really tough to beat, going to be tough to beat. You have Buffalo, Wayzata. Well, you have 5 actually: Maple Grove, Eden Prairie, Hopkins. Edina you shouldn't count them out because they can win on any given day. So you
Bruce, you and I have talked for many years that it would be kind of nice to see, or at least know, that there's a conversation at a larger level within the Minnesota State High School League to reconsider sections in at least the highest class of men's basketball in Minnesota. Maybe to mirror it a little bit more like the hockey tournament, where when the teams you seed them.
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing in high school basketball, after the regular season is over, you play your conference schedules, have a seeding and have your top, there's probably 60 to 65 teams in Class 4A basketball in the state of Minnesota. I believe that would create more excitement and more enthusiasm to have a reseeding at the end of conference play, and truly have your best 8 teams making the state tournament every year.
I agree. I would like that. I mean, it used to be too when you'd back in the day when you'd go watch like the Lake Conference play hockey, and you'd go to the hockey games and you see the section final games, or it's the section semifinals, where you had the 2 games back to back. Those 2 games people considered like better than going to any state tournament, and so it always sold out trying to go see the semifinals of hockey. But I think it's the same thing. If you develop this kind of format in basketball, I think it would be a great thing for the sport. So
right. So hopefully it'll get to that someday. But of course, it's high school sports too, right? And every couple of years, programs change, kids change, right? There's no doubt about that. So I do get the art of the competition, and we all support it no matter what.
All right, Jason, we're at halftime here from St. Louis Park. We got about 5 minutes to go before the second half. On behalf of Jason Meyer, I'm Bruce Hoberman. Stay with us. We'll have the second half here coming up from St. Louis Park.
My fiance is a veteran.
I did tours in Korea, Germany, and Bosnia before I got injured.
When Yusuf got out of the military, he needed help getting his disability benefits.
Luckily, DAV came to the rescue. They fought for me the same way that I fought for my country.
Every year, DAV provides life-changing support to more than 1 million veterans.
My victory is never giving up and finding more ways to serve.
He's pretty amazing.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bruce over along with Jason Meyer. We are at halftime here from St. Louis Park, 36-26 our score. Jason, thanks for filling in today and providing some great commentary.
Bruce, I've enjoyed it. This has been a lot of fun. You and I have worked together for what, probably 20, 25 years in the commercial real estate industry.
We have.
Yep, that's been a fun run. We got to know each other and our passion for sports, especially youth sports.
Jason, you very familiar with this Edina team. You watch a lot of their games. Your son is involved in the program. Both of your sons, I think.
Yeah, I've had 2 sons that have been involved in the program. Most recently, I currently have a senior who played basketball with this squad through last year, but decided to focus a little bit more on baseball and help the Hornet team try to get back through the sections into the state tournament next year. About to tip off here now, second half, Bruce.
Yeah, and St. Louis Park will start with the ball here in the second half. They trail by 10. Leading scorer for the Orioles is Tanner Rose. He had 3 threes in the first half. He has 9 points. Cronin, the leading scorer for Edina with 15. Johnson passes up a 3, step up shot, not good. And the rebound taken down by Mose. You mentioned one and done for the Orioles, and that seems to...
Great point, Bruce. I was just going to say, if the Orioles want to claw their way back into this game and maybe win it, they're going to have to focus on rebounding on both ends of the floor.
Cross-court pass. Hornets work it around. Shot clock at 15.
Cronin backing his way back in. Nice pass down to Carpenter.
Yeah, he put that in there pretty hard, and Carpenter just caught that one, was able to put it back up. So I think Cronin, that looks like a quarterback throw right in the gut. Yeah.
And right there was a quarterback play. Maybe a Mahomes to an unexpected receiver right there on the Orioles. Unfortunate turnover for the orange and black.
And that's what the Orioles can't afford in this game against a Edina team that seems to capitalize on a lot of their opportunities. You're St. Louis Park, you've got to have answers down on the other end of the court. And those turnovers, you're not even getting the shots up to the basket. So
Edina seeming to be patient here now. Second possessions of the second half. Cronin for 3.
And again, with Cronin having that height advantage, it allows him to take the threes pretty much from anywhere on the court. Well, almost a walk.
Almost a walk, almost a foul. But the basket goes to the Orioles. 28-38 now.
First 2-point shot by Rose. He's had 3 threes in the game. He's their leading scorer. They work it inside. Nice play and a good finish by Carpenter.
4 unanswered by Edina and Gus Carpenter. To start the second half, 40-28 now Edina over the Orioles.
12-point game. Johnson. And he's sort of in no man's land now. Loses the basketball, 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, and he's
got to get rid of it. Underneath, too far that time, and he was just saved by the foul. So that time the Orioles were very fortunate that they're going to get Jonas Schwab to the free throw line, because nothing was going right for the Orioles that time. Great defense, and Schwab really did not have an opportunity to put that shot in the basket from underneath where he was, but he was saved by the foul.
Right, Edina played great team defense there, and unfortunately for the Hornet, they bailed Park out on a what was there, 2 seconds left on the shot clock there.
Right, although if they don't hit their free throws, then it was...
and that's just something you can't do.
Right.
5 guys are playing great defense.
Oh, coming in, passing it around. Mose did a great job, like coming through and then finding Liggy, and Liggy brings it back out, resets the offense for Edina.
Edina's been very patient, very team-oriented today.
McDonald with the block.
Nice block right there on a Mason Mose attempt.
And the three for the Orioles, in and out.
Good position again, though, by the Hornets on the rebound.
Graham Riggs hit a couple big threes in the game against Chanhassen. Stepping on the baseline that time was Cronin, but again, you can see the advantage that Edina has had on the boards and able to get that rebound. Just unfortunately for Cronin, he stepped on the baseline, but otherwise probably had 2 points there for Edina.
Bruce, I'm starting to see maybe the size and the leaping ability starting to show its head here in the advantage of Edina.
Nate'Sall, his three.
Again, a rebound right there. 4 white jerseys under the basket to 0 for the Orioles. They got to crash the boards more.
3 off the mark, and rebound by Mose, and he's going to go to the free throw line as he's fouled.
Maybe a little tired foul there, huh? I do believe this is a good opportunity for St. Louis Park to maybe show a little strength in their depth, give some guys some minutes, maybe even if it's just a quick flow.
Could be. Hornets hitting the free throws. Haven't been to the line very much. It's only their 3rd free throw attempt in the game.
Not many for the whole game. Right. Both teams. Been a fast-paced game.
Girls have put up 7 free throws and made 4.
Rose rattles that one home. 42-22.
St. Louis Park over the last few weeks has struggled to get their 3-point game going, but Hannah Rose had 3 in this game so far. And
Bruce, did you call the Orioles victory over Hopkins?
that was on the road. I did not call that one, but
how did that happen? Now, what was their strength in that game? Today, I'm just not seeing them rebound very well.
no, and I think in that game, maybe Hopkins, just had one of those games where they weren't hitting a lot of their shots and maybe took St. Louis Park too lightly. But St. Louis Park at times, and they really play hard. They're a really hard team to play against with their defense. Here comes Matthew Johnson. There's
Very great, good Euro step against Cronin. Got a good look, just wasn't able to finish. Rebound Edina, timeout Edina, 42-20.
Yeah, and again, they had the trap going, so Coach Bryant decided to call a timeout and get things regrouped. And again, Edina in control of this game, 42-28. You can see the size. They're able to move very well offensively. And for St. Louis Park, they're not able to get the transition baskets, the easier baskets. Edina's really doing a good job. Once they shoot the ball, they're getting second opportunities, but they're not really giving St. Louis Park any opportunities on the fast break. And I think that's part of St. Louis Park's strength in their game is able to get fast break baskets on transition. But Edina's done a good job to prevent that in this game. So. And again, you got to get rebounds to get that fast break. So if you don't get the defensive rebound, you're not able to start up the court the other way. And Edina's been able to get the second and third chance opportunities.
No question about that. We're not keeping stats here today. Unfortunately, we don't have a fan outside doing stats for us. But I think the second chance baskets in this game are largely in the favor of the visiting Hornets today. Edina on offense.
Leg D looks over the defense. Cronin back out to Leg D, back across. Mose and Miller back up top. Leg D. Leg D down the lane. Nice left-hander, but just couldn't get it to go.
Couldn't finish.
McDonald for the Orioles.
Raji Lippy, one of the funnier guys on the squad for the Hornets.
Rose to the basket.
Good effort, though, by Rose. He's competing hard.
Oh, McDonald, and he was able to keep it alive enough to have that ball go off of the foot.
But Bruce, did you notice that on that? There was a loose ball, a live ball, a rebound inside of 5 feet of the basket, and the Orioles had 3 guys at half court. They have to crash the boards if they want to make this a game.
Right, right. Rickard spin move.
Got himself to the lane, but I think he traveled.
Yep. A good call.
(42-22), 12:50 to go in the game.
St. Louis Park has, again, as you mentioned, they lost some foul players. We got a foul on the drive, but St. Louis Park had lost some key players from last year's team, and they lost their height. But what I liked about the St. Louis Park Orioles team is, as I watch the JV games, is that the JV team is constantly winning their games by 20 to 25 points. And so I think there's some good players that will continue to come up through the organization. I don't see a lot of tall players, but again, it's players that will play hard and keep the Orioles in some of these games.
Well, and let's hope that the coach recognizes that on a Saturday afternoon, that some of those kids maybe need an opportunity to get some varsity experience so that they can continue to build that program in the years to come.
Nice move by Liggy. Backed his way all the way to the basket.
At the buzzer. Perfect possession by the white squad right there.
Biggest lead of the game for the Hornets at 16 points. McDonald, his three. That was a nice looking shot.
Big basket right there. Timeout, St. Louis Park.
The Orioles will call a timeout. State top 10. Tartan leads, is number 1 in the state. Wayzata number 2. Tokino Grace 3. Cretin Durham Hall 4. Buffalo 5. Richfield 6. Maple Grove 7. East Ridge 8. De La Salle 9. Alexandria 10. And Hopkins at 11. Jason, have you had a chance to see this Richfield team play at all?
No, I haven't, but my understanding is they play a very exciting brand of basketball.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Richfield up there for a while, so it's good to see a team like that. You're always looking to hope that there's some parity. And
Chaska too, they're a good squad this year, is my understanding, right?
Right.
Did you catch any of the Buffalo Wayzata game last night, Bruce? What a great.
Yeah, 97-96 overtime, and it sounds like Wiggins hit the big shot. So there's a break for the Orioles. Matthew Johnson, lucky to take it himself that time. May have passed it off to the wing. May have been a better move. Hard to say, but if he draws the foul, he'll go to the free throw line.
Good possession right there. Good fast break. If you're St. Louis Park right now, I think you want to kind of slow the game down, play a little bit more possession by possession game. There's time to do that yet if you can focus on getting rebounds. First free throw made.
So Johnson now 1 for 2 from the free throw line.
Rattles out. Rebound Edina.
Lead at 12.
Good crowd today here. Good energy at the St. Louis Park High School Gymnasium.
3 in and out. Steinbrook with the rebound as he goes down hard on the floor. Rose into the corner. Nadsel trying to get his shot to go. Cannot.
Again, a one and done. Yeah, there's just no presence of black jerseys in the paint.
Well, you see the Orioles trying to, get back on defense and not give Edina the transition baskets. But Miller gets inside. He draws the foul. Let's go to the line. We've seen Cronin a little quiet here in the second half, but Edina still has other players to pick it up.
They continue to
running
play
it around a little bit.
I'm impressed with the Edina Hornets and their patience today and their team basketball. They relied on Cronin in the first half to get him the lead, and they seem very content to make sure that everybody's involved in the game and getting good looks.
Number 15 return for the Hornets, Jackson McDonald, and Grant Rich, second in for the Hawks.
And for the Oriole team to get back in it, they're just going to have to be able to start cranking those outside shots at a high percentage. You don't get your one and done if you don't start making those shots. This game's going to get more and more out of reach.
I think you're right, Bruce. They're down 14 now with just under 11 minutes to go in the game. But again, they got to rebound. You're not going to all of a sudden shoot 70% from three-point land. You got to have some presence. You got to have some determination to find your man and block him out.
Well, Rose was heading backwards. He almost hit the back court, but he got fouled before he did that, so he was saved on that one.
Good hesitation step there.
Again, that was not a good.
That was not there. That
Right.
was never there. Force on the inside. Shine on a break.
Back up top, they work it around.
Look at the extra pass right there.
That's great teamwork
Oh,
and a
boy.
good. It was
They
a
are
good shot,
playing-
right? That was a
Edina's
shot you
playing
wanted.
Very unselfish basketball. Yep, refs don't seem to have a clue on that one, so they'll defer to the guy at midcourt to make the call furthest away from the play, but they're going to go with that.
That's Jason giving the refs a little bit of a plug. That
They
was a
do the
plug.
best
That
they
was a
can.
plug. That was a plug.
Sometimes you just don't see the play.
I think for you that was a plug. Oh, that's an over and back call. So Orioles will get the basketball on the turnover.
Good defense by the Oriole right there, causing all sorts of havoc.
These referees get to make their money early on, and they get to go home. They don't have the night game tonight. So.
Right.
The inside is just not open for the Orioles. It cannot penetrate against this defense, and there's a long three.
35-foot shot.
Yeah, Orioles
They did get that rebound.
one of the very few second chances they've had, but
So Vinny Cronin on the break now. See what he does. He finds an open man, Ligby.
man, great.
Ligby's having a nice ball game.
Yeah, he is. And again, unselfish play by Cronin. Turnover for the Orioles. So. Nine up by 16 under about 9 minutes, 27 seconds to go here in the half. Next game for the Hornets will be February 4th against Wayzata. Let me tell you the schedule. The next 2 games, or 4 out of the next 5 games, and this will tell you about the conference. Edina has Wayzata at home, Buffalo at home. Then they have St. Michael, Albertville, but then they have Eden Prairie and Hopkins in Champlain Park. So they actually have, look at their home games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of their next 7, their final 7 games are at home.
They're all home, but I would also say this, Bruce, as the Hornets bring it up. Of their last 8 games, 7 of those teams are currently ranked in the top 6 in Division 4A in Minnesota. It's a gauntlet. It's hard to compete.
It is.
You got to keep faith in yourself, in the process, and your team.
That was a good play by the Orioles getting the pass across, but again, Edina was really quick getting back on defense, and from where Schwab was underneath the basket, he really would have to try and pass that one out. So the ball going out of bounds is a break for the Orioles. They'll have another opportunity here with under 9 minutes remaining. Got to get the ball in. Going to get a 5-second call. Just got to throw it, and it was 5.
I don't think they called a 5, though. I
Nope.
think they called a timeout by the Oriole.
Huh.
Interesting. How about that now?
That was a long 5 seconds.
Very long 5 seconds.
Had they had 6, they maybe had a good play going there, but
I heard someone say today that this past month was the longest year of their life. It's been very cold.
it has. A lot of stuff going on. For the St. Louis Park Orioles, looking at their upcoming games, after Edina, the Orioles have only 5 games left this season, but the next game for the Orioles will be a home game against Orono at St. Louis Park. That's February 2nd. Benilde St. Margaret's was a great game the last time they played St. Louis Park, able to beat Benilde St. Margaret's. They play them on February 5th at Benilde. Then they play at Waconia. Then close off the season against New Prague and Washburn. So a couple of teams they can beat in that little stretch. Maybe they can pick up 2 or 3 games in there. So.
Well, we get into February. Teams are jostling for positioning now for section seedings. Obviously, St. Louis Park and Edina in the same section, along with Hopkins, Wayzata, Robbinsdale, Washburn. Who do you like out of the section?
I think, Wayzata is a perennial favorite, right? I think to win the section, but I was really not thinking Hopkins could compete, but they've come on lately pretty strong. They're a contender. Buffalo's a team, they're a young team, but if they keep everyone healthy, I think Buffalo's going to give everyone a fight too.
Well, now Buffalo's not in that section.
Oh, they're not, okay.
I think they're in the same one as Maple Grove, right?
Okay, yeah. So then we have Wayzata still again, right?
Wayzata, Hopkins are probably the favorites coming in. Edina can compete with anybody when they choose to compete, and play team basketball like they are today, and rebound.
Right. And again, their schedule prepares them for the section. They've got, if you look at what they have coming up, those are tough games, and by playing those tough games, it's going to really prepare them as you get to the section. Versus having an easy last 5 games and then going into the section.
Well, you make a good point, Bruce. You and I were talking before the broadcast today. I was surprised at how many teams in St. Louis Park's conference are not Division 4A basketball teams.
Right.
And I'm not saying that they're not good competition, but it's not the same as playing Wayzata twice, Maple Grove twice, Hopkins twice.
St. Louis Park, one of their better games this season was against Buffalo.
Right there. Johnson with the basket.
One of the better games for St. Louis Park with Buffalo's leading scorer out, though. St. Louis Park was up by 11 points. Ended up losing to Buffalo by 3 points at the end of the game, but that was one of their better games played, aside from beating Hopkins this season. There's Cronin.
Call those signature wins.
And if you had a 64-team field, then sometimes your signature wins come into play when you're picking right. But
good ballman here by and a 3 for the Orioles. That was a great possession right there. 50-39 now, 7 minutes to go. Orioles showing life, never have quit.
They're down to 11. If they can get it to single digits, you just never know. But I think we're going to see a little more Cronin right now.
Will Newberg for 3 off the front rim. Good rebound by Carpenter.
Yeah, and again, second chance points, and Carpenter was able to finish. So nice pass.
Oh, great look.
Right behind the defense that time, and second basket of the game for Schwab.
Edina, making a 3-pointer. It was almost as though St. Louis Park was just daring him to shoot the 3.
Carpenter with 5 in a row. You see Matthew Johnson is touching the basketball on every possession.
Yep, Gus got him off the dribble as he was starting his shooting motion. I know he thinks he had all ball, but I do believe he got him a little bit at the wrist. That's his 4th. Gus is the blue-collar player of this Edina Hornets squad.
He's come on here in the second half.
Mason Mose returns for the Hornets. He replaces Gus Carpenter.
Mose replaces Carpenter in the game for the Hornets.
The Orioles replacing Grant Riggs. 12
points in the game for Matthew Johnson, their leading scorer.
Very active player. I like his game, both ends of the floor. Seems to be a very high IQ basketball player.
12-point game. There's a three for the Hornets. But another opportunity. Good
Another
rebound.
offensive rebound.
Yeah, Mose with a good rebound there. Good position. And again, they're coming out. You know, the ball came all the way out to
Gotta
the
watch
free
the
throw
flight
line.
of the ball on those long shots, Bruce.
Shot clock going down to 2 seconds, and Ligdy with the three. So clutch three for Ligdy. Puts it back to a 15-point game.
Road crowd getting loud now.
McDonald, he hits the second
Big
three.
shot for the Orioles. They needed that one to keep it close.
3 threes in the game for McDonald, the senior.
12-point game. They need a stop now. Hornets are going to be patient here. Mason
And an open
rolls
three.
with another three. The second half here in the last few possessions now, it just seems like, I don't know if Park is tired, but they're really sagging off on that three.
Makes that three a lot easier to hit. Good pass across. Oh, nice block by Mose. Mose came over as, again, he had the height advantage over Schwab, who was coming in for the layup, and Mose does a good job. No foul on the play, and
4.5 to go.
it's one of those plays where the refs are letting them play a little bit, so we're not in the bonus in this game, and makes
Refs
the
have
game.
done a good job today,
Right.
no doubt.
We'll get a push.
Matthew Johnson is fouled at the board.
Matthew Johnson kind of forcing the issue right there. Not a bad strategy on his part. I'm a little surprised that St. Louis Park hasn't substituted a little bit more here, Bruce. Is this typical?
You know, I think what Arsenio does is when he finds a group that seems to be playing hard and keeping you in the game, and he'll go with it as long as he can. But
They're playing hard. There's no question there.
Rose.
Great shot.
It's a three. Fourth three of the game for Rose. He has 14. Royals back to 12, Jason. So
Another big possession. They need to stop here. 4 minutes to go in the game now. Critical stretch here. Each possession is going to matter down the stretch now for the Orioles.
and the shot clock in single digits now. We're at 8. Oh, that was looked like it could have been a travel, but instead he hit the line.
Good defense by Park. They needed that one. Now let's see what they can do on offense.
Rose. And he moves to the basketball.
I
We're
think
going
that's
to
a
push.
foul on
Yep.
Edina, yep. Good effort by Newberg, but just kind of body first there.
And so St. Louis Park is in the bonus now. It's gonna send Rose to the line, and for the Orioles to get back in the game, they're gonna have to make their free throws here. They have a chance to get it down to a 10-point game. Nope, they missed the front end. It's a big miss, you know. It's a chance to cut it to 10. You have momentum going, and it's still a 12-point game.
You're right, Bruce, no doubt. I mean, a game when you're down double digits, you got to kind of play flawless that last 4 minutes if you put yourself in that position. Edina seems content to milk the shot clock. Now down to 9.
There's Cronin. Had a tip from behind, out of bounds. So Edina's basketball, 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Edina's ball under their basket. 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Matthew Johnson is the guy who has to guard Cronin. If they get it in the corner, shot clock at 2. And shot clock violation, the Orioles will have it.
That was interesting. I don't even know if the ball got inbounced on that. I think the refs just let him play
just let him
on.
play, right.
It was a shot clock violation. They
Wow,
let him
there's
play
a
on.
long one.
Johnson.
Matthew Johnson with his first 3 of the game comes at a good time.
9-point game, 2.5 to go. St. Louis Park not going away.
Oh, there's a nice, pass. And I think it's going to be Edina ball. Yeah,
think
good,
you're right.
good
That's
hustle
kind
by
of
McDonald.
Very
going
good
against
hustle.
most. Yeah.
St. Louis Park kind of causing some havoc right now, forcing Edina into some unnecessary passes. How many timeouts are left here, Bruce, per team?
I don't have it on the clock, so I'm not quite sure. I think if St. Louis Park does get a basket, they'll probably call a timeout and set up on defense. But big possession for Edina to keep the momentum in their favor.
They are definitely milking the clock.
Cronin.
Shot by Cronin with 4 seconds on the shot clock, and it's good. Back to an 11-point advantage.
And that's what you got to do. You got to go to your best player when a team's making a run like that. And Cronin, you see he had that height advantage, but did a great job just a turnaround jumper, able to put that, swish that run right in the basket. So.
Onions! You got to go to your best player down the stretch.
Yeah, you do.
Good timeout, though, by St. Louis Park. Let's see what they've got left in them here for the last 2 minutes of the game. Anything can happen in high school sports.
How big of a crowd is it going to be over at Edina with Wayzata coming to Edina?
It'll be a good turnout. Weather's going to be a little warmer. I would expect that the Edina Community Center will be packed. Hopefully they got the pep band rolling. I think when you're Wayzata these days, you're like playing Duke. You know, you're always going to draw the biggest crowd. You're probably always going to draw the biggest performance out of your opponent. You know, so I do give them credit for continuing to do what they've done for so long.
How about the football team this year, Jason? What an exciting year for the Edina football team.
No question about it. I mean, that was a senior-led team who had a sniff at a state championship when they were sophomores. And like I said, a senior-led group behind Mason West and Your Guard were just dominant. That was a very fun, exciting run for those boys.
Indiana Hoosierish type.
Right.
Season.
Johnson.
Great block.
Under 2 minutes now. 11-point lead.
Orioles trying to get some pressure on. And a great job. That was Ligdy. Yeah, Ligdy, a smart player, you can see.
Yep. Preserves the possession right there with 27 seconds left on the shot clock.
Seemed like it didn't start when it should have started.
That's why I kind of hesitated there. Edina could easily take off another 20 seconds then unless they're going to foul.
And St. Louis Park not fouling, just trying to pressure the ball.
Yep, looks like it. They're going to give up an open shot here.
And Johnson with the rebound. Orioles pushing. Johnson probably has got to give it to a guard here. Oh, McDonald off the rim, but a good rebound by Rose.
If you're Edina now, oh, that's just an errant pass. I was just going to comment, if you're Edina now, you don't want to foul. No need to stop the clock.
Oh, see if the Orioles
good pace of play today, though.
Yeah, let's see if the Orioles start fouling here to get this game into a free throw shooting game, and maybe their only opportunity if they can force Edina into the 1-and-1.
Edina's going to turn the ball in here now. Minute 15 to go. They're in their backcourt. Full court pressure. Oh, they almost got a steal, the Orioles.
There's Jason on the play-by-play, and Cronin with the finish.
Can't help myself.
That's good. Go ahead. I'll add up the scores. That's
under a minute now to go in the game. 65-52 Hornets. Kind of a wild play there.
Yeah, I think Matthew Johnson may have lost that one off his knee.
Yep, I think you're right. Somewhere in the midsection there. I actually think that was off of him, but it's going to remain with the Orioles. He's going to need a little minute here, gather himself. He's a hard competitor, isn't he, that kid?
He is. He is.
Now, does he play other sports?
Mostly, I think, just basketball. Maybe he plays football.
Good-looking basketball player.
Yeah. Definitely not hockey right now.
Right.
They're playing basketball, but it's been fun to watch. He's going to be a great player as a senior, and I was missing that shot.
Rebound by Carpenter. 46 seconds. Boy, the Orioles just don't stop, though. The full court press, they've been very impressed. Oh,
I'm surprised he shot that
I
one.
don't know about that
I
one.
thought they'd just take it back out.
Vincent Cronin with 30 seconds on the shot clock throws up a three. Bowles did get the rebound and the basket.
So now, last opportunities for the Orioles. Here's a three off the front of the iron. Another rebound for the Orioles.
Looks like the Hornet are content to just not foul.
Right. And they should be able to just run the clock out if the Orioles let them.
Yep. And I think they will right now. Yep, there it is. Very good competition today. 67-52 Hornet.
Yeah, man, second half. Second half was actually pretty competitive, and the game moved along pretty quick. Wasn't a choppy game, but Edina they knew they could win this game. I mean, they were the stronger team today, and St. Louis Park had an uphill battle and just could not ever get that momentum enough to get this game back to like a 5-6 point game. So
I think the underlying win today, the winning team just simply out-rebounded the other team on both ends of the floor. When St. Louis Park was able to make a little bit of a run here and there, it seemed to always be met by rebounds on the Edina part of it. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a statistician for that, but something tells me the rebounds might be as exaggerated as 3-1.
they could. I think you're probably right there.
And that's hard to overcome if you're a shorter team, obviously. But very, very well played game, I thought.
And Vincent Cronin had a great game, 21 points in the game. Liggy really came on in the second half. He has 16 points after having 9 in the first half. Mason Mose with 12. Carpenter 0 in the first half, 9 in the second half. Rabishki had 3, and Luke Miller with 6 points. For the St. Louis Park Orioles, their leading scorer Matthew Johnson had 16 points. Tanner Rose 14 points. McDonald 11. And then you have Steinbrook, Schwab with 4, and Natzel with 3. So
Pretty good balance on both teams then, really.
it was. So great game for Edina. Congratulations to the Hornets. They
Improve their record to
9
500.
9 and 10 or 10.
9 and 9, 9 and 10.
9 and 10. Yep. Had they beat Minnetonka, they'd be over that 500 mark. That last night just tough one for them, but
It's nice to get a win.
but a good way to regroup on the road against St. Louis Park, neighboring community. Always a little bit of rivalry there, and but I was impressed with Edina. I think they've got a really good team. They've got some great players, and I just love their teamwork and how hard they work and pass it around.
Shared the ball today very,
did.
very well. I mean, they played as a unit today, no doubt about that. Hopefully they feel good about themselves going into Tuesday night's Teals against Vizetto.
So St. Louis Park's record now falls to 6 and 11. Again, 9 and 10 for the Edina Hornets. So Jason, again, I want to thank you for filling in. You did a great job. I don't say filling in. I think I got to pay you for this one. You did such a good job.
This was super fun. I hope to do another one with you sometime soon, Bruce.
That sounds great. Maybe even a baseball game here down the road too.
It's a little slower sport, but I might talk too
you
much.
could
in
talk
that
a
one.
little bit there. So
All right.
all right.
Thank
Well,
you,
we want to
Bruce.
thank everyone for joining us on behalf of our crew at ParkTV 16 and on behalf of Jason Meyer. I'm Bruce Hoberman from St. Louis Park High School. Final score 67-52. The Hornets with the win. So long.